Cameraman is out this week with COVID, so I'm going to do a video that's a little bit different today, but in the vein of some of the things that I've done recently. So, sales is again a topic that we're all interested in. It's like, how do we grow our business? How do we go out and find prospects? And so recently we started doing some prospecting work for some of the members of our mastermind group and helping build lists and do email campaigns and that sort of thing. And as we've had conversations, a topic that's come up over and over is, how do we go out and find prospects? Or if you wanted to go out and build your own list, how do you do that? And in the past, I've created some videos talking about places you can go. A list builder website. You can go to Google Earth, Google Maps. There's some great data sites that are out there you can use. Um, you can do Google searches in areas. You can look at Chamber of Commerce and that sort of thing. So I want to just walk through real quickly, just a random city that we'll look at to see how we would find some companies in that city, and then how we would go about finding a contact person in that location. I want to show you guys an online tool that you can use if this is research that you want to do. So there's a town in Tennessee called Jackson, Tennessee, and I don't know of anybody that's a contractor there. So one of the things that I'm going to do if I'm searching for an area is probably before I go out and spend any money, I want to go and look and see if there is a list somewhere of some of the larger employers in that area. Because if you remember, like when we're looking for companies or customers that would be a good fit for us, it's basically going to be determined on how many employees they have in their facility as a general rule. Schools is going to be related to students, and medical practices maybe the number of doctors in a facility. But anyway, by and large, it's going to be the number of employees. So for instance, this town is in Jackson, Tennessee. So if I typed in largest employers, Jackson, Tennessee. And I did this search last week, and I found this, which is pretty cool. So again, most cities or chambers or economic developments have something like this. So again, Jackson's a town of maybe 60,000 people. And so there is a list on their chamber website of all of the largest employees in that area, along with the total number of employees that are employed at that location in that particular geography. And so this is a list of, I think it's somewhere in the 150 or so. And so this is a great place to start. So like if I was doing business in Jackson, or wanting to do business there, this would be the list that I would start working from. So now let's go from here to, if I wanted to go and find somebody at one of those facilities, like who would the contact person be? So before I started making phone calls or whatever, I would want to find out who in that building potentially I should reach out to, that I should email, or that I should send a phone call to. So let's look at the Carl Star Group as an example. So they got 400 employees there. So there's a website that is called Rocket Reach. You can actually use it for free, up to a certain amount of downloads there, like accessing contacts, and then you pay. It's pretty cheap. It's not super expensive at all. But it's something that we've used before here. It's not exactly what we use now primarily, but it is a tool that we use and have used in the past. So if I'm going to look for the Carl Star Group in Jackson, Tennessee, I'm going to go down to this location item, and I'm going to look at U.S. metro areas. I'm going to scroll down to Tennessee. Let me get all the way down there. Okay, Tennessee, Jackson area. All right, so now this pulls up. I got 36,000 results in here. Now if I want to go to the company name, I'll type in Carl Star, the Carl Star Group. And now here I've got 69 results that are showing up here for that particular company. So I've got a human resources manager. I got somebody here, the EHS manager, and I've actually looked at this before, and I've actually downloaded his contact. But this would be somebody that I would want to reach out to. So if I click on his info, I've got a Um, I've got an email address on here that's been verified, and then I can actually get phone numbers, web addresses, that sort of thing off of this site as well. So now I've got a company, I've got a name of a person and their email address and a phone number. And we could go on down and see if there's anybody else. That HR person might be somebody. Maintenance planner would be somebody that I would talk to. So let me just for instance, let's go back to this home page again, and let's say that this human resources manager is somebody that I would be interested in. So at the Crossar group, I would hit this get contact button. It will do searches, and it comes up with the one valid email address. And this is a personal one they found. So again, none of this data is 100% accurate, but this is going to give you a really good head start as you're doing your prospecting work in a facility. So finding names from a Chamber of Commerce website is always really helpful. And then using Rocket Reach. I also feel like LinkedIn is a good place. If you have the LinkedIn Sales Navigator, it's another way to search for contacts. You won't be able to get email addresses there, but you can come over to something like Rocket Reach to find those email addresses. This process is a bit tedious, but it's something you can do at your desk, at your computer. It's a way for you to find more prospects and actually go get names and email addresses of people in those facilities. So if you need help with anything, if we can help you with building prospect lists or doing some email marketing or whatever, don't hesitate to reach out to me. But hopefully these tools are helpful, and it's a way for you to get going on your own to start building out a more robust list for you to start working from.